Let's have a bit of fun and combine some of the things we've been working on to actually do something constructive. Now, to me, this also proves another point, is that you don't have to spend 8 hours a day using a pen tool to get actually pretty good with it and have fun if you know how things work. We need to start by drawing an oval. Typically, I would be very honest with you. I would come over here and draw the oval using that tool right there. But we're talking about the pen tool. Let's use the pen tool. Grab, click over here and drag straight down. Hold the shift key, it'll help you out. If you can't quite get it straight down, the shift key is going to do it for you. Don't go too far, somewhere about like that. Come straight across, hold the shift key again, and it'll be straight across when you drag. Hold the shift key down and drag straight up, and we've got a semicircle. So put it about at the same distance. Doesn't have to be perfect. Close it off, come here, wait for the circle, and click and drag straight down. And we have a nice wide oval. That's exactly what I want. Let's go ahead and pick up our selection tool. And as you can see, it's just like anything else, just an oval. Now we don't need any fill, just a black stroke. So if it does have a fill, I want you to come over to this button right here and then click the no button down here. That'll turn that off. What do we do next? We get to cut it in half. How do we do that? The scissors tool. The scissors tool is right here. And it is hidden typically under the eraser. So if you can't find it up here, go to the eraser, go to the scissors tool. We're going to cut it right here. And I'm going to cut it right there. So I'm cutting it in half. Pick up your selection tool. And we can select this top half and get rid of it. We only need one piece. So now we have this, kind of like a nice happy Cheshire cat smile. What we want to do next is pick up the direct selection tool. Having fun yet? Come to this point right here and click to get the direction lines, and I want you to take this one and I want you to wrap it down to here. Just go 180 with it. Like that. Hold the shift key if you want to make that perfect, which if you can, I want it perfect. All right, so we got a little bit of a curved line. We need to angle it just a little bit. Go back to your selection tool, make sure it's selected, and we're going to go into this tool right here, which is the rotate tool. Select it. Go right to the middle, hold down the Alt key, and click. It's going to give us the options so we can preview it. Let's try about 12 to 15 degrees. Doesn't really matter. Depends on how severely you want this thing to fall and unravel. Let's try about 14 degrees. That's fine. Click OK. Next step. The thing I like about working this way is if you miss a step, it's so easy. Pause me, rewind me, do it again. What we need now is a copy. So what we're going to do is pick up our selection tool, and we're going to grab it while we're holding what key? The Alt key. Alt key down. Now, how thick do you want your ribbon? That's up to you. Hold the Shift key at the same time because we don't want it doing this. It's got to be directly underneath it, and that's the easiest way to do it. Hold the Shift key down. All right, got that done. Now we get to combine these pen objects together. Now, in combining, I need to make this one shape. It's actually pretty easy. Go to your pen tool. When you select the pen tool and come over here, you don't want to do the X. I want you to touch this edge until you see that forward slash. Click. You're adding a point. Come right up here and you'll see a circle actually with a line through it, meaning I'm closing off this end, but the shape is still open someplace else. Nice straight line, right? Same thing over here. Click once, look for the forward slash. Now you will see a circle because we are indeed closing it off. Cool. Pick up your selection tool again. And we can move this, say, up to about here. That eventually will be our ribbon, but in a two-dimensional space, we need things to key to our mind to the third dimension, and typically we use shadows like gradients. What I want you to do is select it. Now, if you're using this workpiece that I sent with the files, you do have a new gradient over here. It's right there. All you got to do is click it, make sure you got the fill selected, and boom, you've got this gradient. We don't want a stroke. So we'll select it again and turn off the stroke by coming here and saying no stroke. Next step, come over here and grab it, hold the Alt key down and drag it. And you can hold the Shift key too to make it straight. But what we have to do now is we have to flip it. We have to reflect it. Come over here and the Reflect tool is hidden underneath the Rotate tool. Reflect. Move to the middle of the object, hold down the Alt key and click. And that's just a quick way to open up the preferences. That's exactly what I want. I need to flip it vertical. So that's exactly what we needed to do. Go ahead and click OK. Now we're going to line them up. Easiest way to make sure they're perfectly lined up is we're going to select both of them. And we're going to come over here to our Align panel. And we're going to say Align the objects. That's going to make sure they're aligned perfectly on either side. Go ahead and close that out. Now it's simply a question of moving this one up until they mate. To make the next part of the ribbon, grab this one on top, hold the Alt key down to make a copy, and the Shift key to keep it straight, and connect it right here. And again, if it's not perfect, no big deal. Use your arrow keys to nudge it up a little bit, up or down. Sometimes you even have to go left or right. To make the next piece, grab this one. You get the idea now, right? You can do this all day long. Or as Lionel Richie used to say, all night long. There you go. A ribbon made with a circle cut in half and a gradient. That's all there is to it. It's understanding how the human mind actually sees the third dimension in a two-dimensional space by using shadows. Pretty cool, though, combining pen objects.